Hello and welcome to this week's writing prompt, suitable for writers everywhere, but especially for those who like writing about their life. If you've not been here before, my name is Elizabeth Bezant and I am a writer and a writing coach. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, please give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you will never be short of something to write about. This week's writing prompt doesn't actually come from one of my packs of writing prompts, but it's very similar to those that you will find in the Writing from Life autobiography trigger questions, all of which are available, plus numerous other packs, on my Etsy store, The Writing Store, which of course I will leave a link to in the description, along with a link to my online writing courses that you can currently get for free off Skillshare if you use the link in the description. So, having said all that and got the basic ad over with, let's move on to the writing prompt, which is write about something you and a friend regularly do. Now, there are lots of friendships out there and there are lots of lifestyles out there. And so it stands to reason that in saying this, there are a lot of things that people do and different ways that they spend time with their friends. It might be that you have a regular coffee with people. I think that's perhaps the traditional way. It might be that you regularly have a movie night and you both sit on the sofa with your bowls of popcorn and watch movies. Perhaps there are regular Skype conversations. Perhaps it's an annual holiday that you go on. Perhaps it's regularly chatting or texting or keeping up to date. I know people who used to phone each other at 6 p.m. I personally have no idea what they managed to talk about every day. And in actual fact, when I asked them, each of them said independently, "Oh, I don't do the talking, I just do the listening," which in itself perhaps shows the friendship they have, or the creativity with the truth, one or the other. I, for example, also know a couple of people from previous generations, now past, who every Wednesday met for coffee. And one lived at the top of the hill and one lived at the bottom of the hill. The walk was about 15-20 minutes, I think, on a slow day. And so one of them would walk down the hill to their friend, have a cup of coffee and a chat, and walk back up the hill. And then the next Wednesday, the other one would walk up the hill for the cup of coffee and down the hill. A great way of getting exercise, no doubt. But I also think the routine is a great thing to have when you're getting older. Some people really need the routine. And of course, that's the same with the 6 p.m. phone calls that the other friends were having. Obviously, because of the situation currently at the COVID and lockdown, a lot of routines have changed. But I think now it's been going on long enough to create their own routines. I, for example, still have a regular cup of coffee and chat with one of my friends. We regularly get ourselves a cup of coffee and sit down and talk about what we've done over the recent weeks and what we plan to do over the next weeks, and ask advice and insight from each other. But instead of sitting down in a coffee shop to have this discussion, we sit down and we have the discussion over Skype. Same discussion, just a different way of doing it. So what is it that you regularly do with a friend? Do you meet with a friend to complain about the difficulty of life at the moment? Do you meet with a friend so that the children can play together and you can have a glass of wine or a coffee to chat over what's happened? Do you do the same thing with grandchildren? Do you meet up regularly for different kinds of sports, or to watch your family whilst they have play different kinds of sports? Do you have regular groups that you go to? Is there a specific place you like meeting? What are the benefits you get from regularly meeting your friend? what are the benefits from having the routine? So many questions, different aspects. And of course, all of them will vary dependent on what that routine is that you have with your friend. So something to think about, and hopefully to inspire a story or two. So there you go. That is this week's writing prompt. Write about a regular routine you have with a friend. And if you found this prompt interesting and hopefully vaguely inspiring, please give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So, having said all that, have a fun week and I hope to see you next week. Bye.